When I was down in New Orleans, I got to meet a lot of different people. And there was one day, I happened to be in a meeting with a number of the leading bankers in the community. All the bank presidents were in this meeting. And finally, one gentleman stood up, and I since found out that he had been part of this community for years and years and years, and his family had been part of the New Orleans community for years and years and years. But he stood up and said, you know, this is just going to be what it's going to be. There's nothing that we're going to do that's going to change the outcome. The outcome will just occur. And at the time, I felt really depressed. I said, you know, here's one of the leaders of the community basically just telling everybody, don't try to do anything, just let things happen. And around the room, he did not get universal support for that statement. But what I realized is that underneath this kind of huge catastrophe, there was a very human thing going on. There was a large portion of the population that was saying, this is what it is. We're just going to let it happen. If people leave, they leave. If they come back, they come back. If they rebuild, they rebuild. New Orleans will be fine. Don't get all worried about it. And there's another group that was saying, no, we got to do something. We got to kind of take control of our lives. We need to fashion some different outcomes. We need to decide where we want to go, and we need to figure out how to get there. But basically, when there's not agreement on those two things, you don't really have the conditions for success. New Orleans is recovering pretty well. They don't have nearly the housing stock they did at that time, but the community is back. And maybe even given all the efforts, and now it's taken 6 years, maybe we are actually, it will be what it'll be. And now New Orleans has kind of come back to a state that is better than it was.